Not so bad, lads. How's it going? This is my book for. I write a few notes in here on if I'm gonna do a video. I write a few things down and just I try and remember when I'm talking to you. But have you ever done this front page? This is going back maybe 2 or 3 years. I've wrote down my list of watches that I'm gonna buy. Proper watch geek. 40mm Speedmaster, Seamaster, Submariner, Pelagos, Black Bay, Super Ocean, Sin 904, never had that. Hamilton Interstellar, I've had the rest. So, watches on rubber straps, leather straps, bracelets, titanium, tool watches, fancy watches, dine. What's a dine watch? Chronos, new, rebuy. Oh, as you can see, I'm Andrew, and I'm a watch addict. Hi guys, welcome to the show. Hope you're all having a great Christmas festive period. I know I am. I finish work tomorrow for over 2 weeks. Get in there. Right, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about the Bell & Ross BV2 BRV2-92. It's part of the dash 92 means it's like the three-hand version of this watch. It's a 41mm case. I measure it to be 40.5mm case, and they do a chronograph version and a GMT version. So they've all got the similar case design and bracelet, and boy, that bracelet is really something nice. So big shout out to Bell & Ross UK. Here's the Instagram account. Go give them a follow. Go give them a like. I've liked Bell & Ross for a few years now, but in truth, I wasn't sure earlier in my watch career who they were, what they were about. So getting more into watches, doing this kind of thing with YouTube, I've probably educated myself about Bell & Ross a little bit more. Yes, they're a fresh company. They only started in 1992, but the Swiss made, based in Paris. The owners, one of the owners used to work for Sin, and they have got some cracking designs. When I first got hands on with the BR05 last month or the month before, I was blown away. I actually compared it to my Rolex Datejust. Thought it was that nice. And this, it's not like, it is a bit like my Datejust. Not in looks, but in feel, and I'll tell you why later. I've absolutely loved my time with this. They sent it me about a week ago. And they're taking it back before Christmas. Damn it! I thought they were just going to leave it with me for Christmas. I thought it was the right thing to do. So if anything, I'm a bit mad with Bell & Ross. I'm very disappointed in you. Congratulations on a great watch store. Loving it. So this is £2,600 in the UK. It's in Black Bay territory, although it's less than a Tudor Black Bay. And I've got to say, I've owned a Tudor Black Bay recently, and I would choose this because I have chosen this. I prefer this over the Tudor Black Bay Red, which I bought, and I love the Tudor Black Bay. But if you watch one of my previous videos, I tell you why I ended up selling it. This, no money as always. I'm all watched out, but I am making a way and a plan to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to buy a Bell & Ross. I have to. There's two I've had in the last few weeks, and I've absolutely loved them. Francis and Gay. I thought I might go a video without not mentioning them lot, but they do sell Bell & Ross watches, and if you get in touch, mention old Watch Andrew here, and you'll get a massive discount. I don't know if that's true. Give it a go, it might work. Right, let's flip the camera, take a closer look at this bad boy, because, oh, yes! Merry Christmas! Right, guys, this is it. This is the Bell & Ross BRV2 range, and this is the 92. They do a 93 and a 94, and they are the GMT, and they are the chronograph, and they're all the same case size, which is fantastic. And the case size is officially a 41mm, but it's actually 40.5, I can say. And again, it's a little bit smaller than that, because if you can see, the bezel just pops over. I don't know if you can tell from that, but yeah, I think the bezel's a little bit bigger than the case, so you're looking at about 41mm. It's 11.3mm thick, so again, really good, comfortable, balanced watch. It's fantastic. 47.7 lug to lug, which is, again, that's a good thing. And it's 22mm lugs, and you know what, 22, 28, it's neither here nor there. but people do have preferences on that. But I think it really does suit the case design of this to have 22mm, and then it tapers down to a very attractive 17.5. So it's a good taper, and it's just a drape of the bracelet. It's absolutely fantastic. This is the caliber BR-Cal 302, whatever that means. But it's a 40-hour power reserve approximately, and it's 100-meter water resistant. So although it's got the timing bezel, it's not actually a dive watch, and they don't claim it to be a dive watch. It just, I suppose it looks like a vintage-inspired dive watch, possibly. But that's the military green dial. That's what they call it. It's new out this year, and you know what? You might not like green. You might think it's horrendous, but for me, it is something really, really attractive. I do like it. I do like the stats on this watch. So one of the negative things I would say is possibly the bezel. I don't think it's the smoothest action. I think it could be better. It could be. It does work both ways, which again it goes back to it not being a dive watch. But a lot of twisting here, twisting and talking. So that is the only thing. Is it bi-directional, unidirectional? Goes both ways basically. And for me, I just think it could be a little bit smoother, I think. And it'll literally just come to me now that it'll be exactly the same bezel on the GMT, won't it? Because that does need to move both ways. But again, neither here nor there. So the dial and the hands, really attractive. Sword hands, they go right to the end for the minute, which is good. And the second hand has got a little aeroplane one, which, you know, Bell and Ross do market itself as a bit of an aviation-themed watch company. So again, I think that's a really nice touch on the second hand without being too much in your face. The case and the case back, well, take a look at that. I do love an exhibition case back, and this one's no different. So yeah, it just makes it a little bit more of a luxury item for me. I don't care if that's a 300 quid watch, £2,600 watch like this, or a 10 grand watch. I think it does make a better watch for me. It's definitely a positive. Now the bracelet for me is an absolute dream. I have said that it reminds me of a Rolex, and it's this bracelet. It just reminds me of the Jubilee. I had a Jubilee Rolex date just last year, and it just drapes over your finger, and it's just so fluid, and it moves so easily. So that will wrap around your wrist. Absolutely fantastic, and it's just a magnificent bracelet. Polished center links, but they're not overly large polished areas, so they give that bit of luxury, that little bit of a glint in the light. But I don't think they'll be so prone to scratching like my date just would be. So I think I could live with the polished center links. Oh, they do look nice, don't they? So the clasp is good. Again, it's got micro adjustment, but it's not on the fly micro adjustment. It's a twin pusher, and it is a solid enough clasp, sorry, and I do like it. It's got the polished center link there, again, like my Rolex Datejust. So again, that's personal preference. You're either going to think, oh, I don't like polished, or it looks a little bit fancy. And this is a great mix of tool watch and fancy watch. Is fancy a section of watches? I'm not sure, but it is to me. The comfort is massive for me, and this is such a comfy watch. It really is high-end comfort all round, and it's a watch that I could wear all day, every day. And if you know me, that is really what I'm looking for. Now the lume, oh la la, look at that. Yes, it's loomy, super luminova it is, and it is lumilicious. Wow, look at that. So I am strangely attracted to lume, probably more than most, but it's definitely worth it. And if you just take a look now at the date window, I'm looking through the camera at that, and unfortunately I can't see it. So hang on, it says 16, which, you know, it's hard to see. And I think it's great that it's a matching colour, but I think they should have had the writing in white just so it stands out a little bit more, or even the same colour as the lume. And the 4 o'clock position doesn't bother me. It's a great dial, isn't it, to be honest? Great looking watch. Nice company. I'm really glad I've got hands on with this. And you know what? Tell me what you guys think. It's all personal preference ultimately, innit? It's no good me banging on about a watch if you don't like it, if you don't like green, if you don't like polished, if you don't like French watches. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Right, let's go back. Right, I hope you enjoyed the close-ups. I enjoyed the details. I really, genuinely enjoyed my time with this watch. I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, Bell and Ross has sent it in, so we can't say but negative. Well, I can, and I will. I'll do my too good, too bad in a second. And There is a couple of things that I change about the watch, but there's a couple of things that I would change about most watches. I have never found a perfect watch. Have you? If you have, I'd like to know about it. So my too good, too bad. The too good are, and it's a big one for me. I've been rattling on about this for previous videos now, and it's something that I personally have had a bit of a zen moment, and this is what I'm searching for in my watches, and it's comfort and balance. So because it's got a slim profile that way, it hugs the wrist, it's comfortable, it's not top heavy, it's not leaning from side to side. And that comfort, I'm telling you guys, it really does make a massive difference to be able to put this on in the morning, forget about it and take it off at night. You could do that. So the comfort is the number one thing that I'm looking for in a watch. Obviously, it needs to be good looking. You need to have a connection with it. But yeah, that comfort is really important. And the second one is the bracelet. Now, obviously, the bracelet is part of the comfort, but this drape where it just glides over your finger, it's so fluid like a snake. And what I compare it to is what I said at the beginning. It reminds me of the Rolex Datejust Jubilee bracelet because it is so fluid, and you can lay it completely flat when you put it on the table at night, and it drapes around your finger. And if you can do that and it glides over and there's no air or gaps in between, it's going to be really comfy. So the comfort is obviously the main one, and probably the facilitator of that is the bracelet. So yeah, the bracelet, I love it. Absolutely love the look and the feel of it. Now the negatives, no watch is perfect, and neither is this one. So it's the bezel action, not the bezel itself. I don't mind aluminium. There was a time when I was not having aluminium in my life. I were all about ceramic, but no, it's not the aluminium. It's the action. It's not as smooth and as fluid as it could be. It's a little bit stiff, and for me, it could be an easier movement, but it's not officially a dive watch. It is just a 100-meter watch with a timing bezel. So yeah, the bezel could be better. It could be, but it's not the worst bezel I've ever experienced. And the second one, a lot of people think this is a positive, but not for me. The date window. So the background of the date window matches the dial, which blends in, makes for a nice, cleaner dial and look, which it does. But in daylight, in lights like this, I still struggle to tell what the date is because the printing is in black. So I can't even notice it's a date window from this distance, which is great for the look. But actually, when you need to see the date, you're like, oh. So they should have maybe put the dial writing in white. So yeah, and it's at 4 o'clock, which that doesn't bother me, but it does tee off a lot of people for some reason. So yeah, my two negatives are the bezel action and the date window. I would change them a little bit for sure, yeah. So now it's, what day is it? It's Wednesdays. Hashtag WWW, if you know, you know. If you don't, leave it at that. So, a little bit of watch news I heard today on the grapevine through my watch connections. Someone's told me that they're bringing out a new Speedmaster. Now, in previous videos, I've banged on about the accuracy of my Speedmasters. They've always been a little bit out. They're difficult to set because of the way the movement works. Not the end of the world. I've come to terms with that, but they're bringing out a new Speedmaster, and it's going to be a master chronometer Speedmaster, which is, I think, what you need to have in this modern age. So it's going to have it's going to have like the original version with the non-case back, and it's going to have the clear case back version. Master chronometer, £6,400. That is a lot of money. This is retail 5, so it's upping it 1,400 quid. Now I could have made myself look like a complete melon because I'm just going off what one of my watchmates said. But if that's true, is that good news? Is that bad news? Who cares? It's just a bit of gossip. I want to know, do you like the Bell & Ross? If you like Bell & Ross, you're in my gang. If not, tell me why. Tell me why I'm wrong. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope they sent me another one after complaining about the bezel, because I love this watch and I will own a Bell & Ross. There, I've said it. Over and out. I'll see you in the next one.